friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the movies and TV shows I watched in both February and March. I'm starting with February, one because I completely forgot / lost motivation / didn't have time to get to it, and I'm filming March at the same time because there's really only one thing I've watched in March so far, so it felt sufficient. And in what the heck is the word? And like the trying to save time. It's gone. I don't know words anymore. I don't know English. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. In the essence of saving time, we are going to start with February. The movies I watched in February were mostly Marvel movies. I was catching up on a lot of Marvel in February in order to catch up before watching Quantumania. The two movies I watched were The Eternals, and I know that one gets a lot of like bad reviews or like negative / mediocre reviews, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool to watch the passage of time, and I think it was a really well told story, and I'm very excited to see if those characters come back. I was definitely nervous going into it because from the trailers it didn't really suck me in, and also I'm just not a huge fan of already well-known actors playing in like new roles, so I was nervous about Angelina Jolie. But honestly, like watching it, I didn't even like register that it was Angelina because she did so well in the role and it just looked so different, and she really embodied that character that I was fully convinced, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a good Marvel movie. It was better than several of them I've seen. Next up was Shang-Chi, and it was so good. If you watched my like top 10 books of 2022, you will see that I was super into Asian mythology last year, and that just carried right over into this movie. I was enraptured from the beginning. I loved this movie. Please watch it if you have not done so already, and I hope we get to see Shang in some upcoming Marvel films because he's such a cool character and he's got like cool powers / just like martial arts. I don't know if it was like specifically martial arts or if it was some form of martial arts or like kung fu or what it was, but his like fighting skills are really cool, and it was just so good, you guys. And then with the Quantumania coming out, of course I watched that in movie theaters. I will say it wasn't my favorite of phase 4. I guess it was like the beginning of phase 5, but if I was leveraging it or like comparing it to all the phase 4 films, it was probably one of my least favorites. And it wasn't necessarily bad, but the like comedy in it felt very forced. I don't know, it's just not my favorite. I did really enjoy like the quantum realm and I enjoyed the storyline, but the comedy just felt so forced and I was just really not finding it like genuinely funny. And I know that Marvel comics, like I wasn't expecting it to be serious. Like Marvel is known for like that humor element, so I was expecting some comedy, but like I don't know, some of the jokes were just like really yeah, that's my kind of really bad review on that. And then of course I had to fit in a Disney film as always, and Anthony and I watched Aladdin. He had never seen Aladdin before, so I made him sit down and watch it with me. It is one of my favorite Disney films, so of course we had to watch it. And then as far as shows, in February I finished Friends season 1. My friend Cody and I have been doing a book club, but for TV shows, in which we exchange our favorite TV shows and watch them back and forth. So I was watching The Office while he was watching New Girl, and now I've been watching Friends since I finished The Office. He's still on New Girl, but I've been watching Friends, so I've made it through season 1 so far. I enjoy New Girl more. I think it's because I like grew up per se watching New Girl, so I really love New Girl because I get all the jokes and I love the characters, but I haven't gotten quite as into Friends yet. But I will be watching season 2. And then I also in line with Marvel, watched She-Hulk. In She-Hulk, I don't know, it started off slow, but I ended up really enjoying it in the end. But yeah, that first episode I was like, do I really want to watch this? Like, this is kind of boring. And then by the end of the season, I was like, that was really good. I loved that. It felt very Legally Blonde-esque, like Legally Blonde meets the Hulk. So I was really enjoying it by the end. Do you ever talk too fast and then run out of breath from talking too fast, or is that just a me problem? And then next up, I watched season 1 of Mindhunter. Speaking of my friend Cody and our book club, we expanded it to include a few more of our friends. So now instead of trading TV shows, we are collectively watching one TV show and then reporting back and having a meeting about it. And Mindhunter was our first choice, so we watched season 1 together, and we are currently watching season 2, but I haven't finished it yet. I only finished season 1 in February, so that was really good so far. It did keep me up a little bit at night though, I'm not gonna lie. It was a little bit hard to fall asleep at times after watching that. It is very realistic, very gory, very rated R, so buyers beware. And finally in February, I watched seasons 1 and 2 of Lost. And you guys, I've started Lost 6 or 7 times, and each time I've made it a little bit further, but I've never made it past season 1. And now I've watched season 1 and 2, and it is so good. So good. I'm really enjoying it. And speaking of Lost, that is pretty much the only thing I've watched in March. So just expanding that to March, I've watched seasons 3 and 4 in their entirety, and I'm about halfway through season 5. So I only really have about a season and a half left. It got a little bit slow towards season 3-ish, but season 4 has been starting to pick back up. So I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait to see where it goes next, and I just never know what's gonna happen. It is fully has me invested in what's going on. That is my wrap up of TVs and movies for February and March. Let me know what you guys have been watching recently, or if you have any recommendations for me, and I will check in with you in my next video. Bye friends.